Welcome to the second episode of Alone in a Room, a podcast where we talk about video games, geek stuff, and anything under the sun that we are interested in. Today, we're going to have a special guest. His name is Landon Newsom. What's up, man?
Oh, how's it going, guys?
What's up, man?
Tell us about yourself, Landon.
Well, I'm just a simple guy who likes to play video games on his free times. I also like to watch anime, and I like left turns. It gets me going.
All right, what a loser. Cool.
Thank
Left turns, dude.
you. Dude,
And
left
of
turns
course-
gets me going.
Of course, I'm your host, Blaine.
All
What's
them
going on?
left turns.
We're also joined by our normal people, Braxton, Jesse, Chase. What's going on?
Howdy.
Yeah.
It's your boy.
Sweet, fellas. All right,
Sweet fellas. Sweet fellas.
how's our week
Sick.
been going?
No, you.
How's everything going, huh?
Tell me.
Been
How's it
going
going?
Good.
Good. That's good.
I skipped school.
That's
I've
great.
been watching Kids Next Door. I've been listening to The Rush.
I
and I've
I
been
was
throwing newspapers.
I heard kids and that,
Kids.
I heard that.
Kids Next Door. Battles.
You doing kids?
The cartoon?
He's watching. Kids
Yeah, the
Next Door.
cartoon.
Oh, sure about that one?
Yes, I'm sure about that one. It's on Verve.
Hmm.
Oh, it's on Perf.
Slash Boomerang.
Got it.
Alright.
Well, so the plan is today we're gonna talk about all things that we're interested in, of course.
It's mandatory.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I
it?
know me and Newsom have really been into Crash Team Racing Remaster. Chase has got
Yo!
some very interesting
Dude,
stories
that
to tell us
fucking game is
about.
great.
And Newsom really likes anime, and he wants to tell us what he's excited for, what he's watching now.
Oh.
So, boys, Newsom,
Yo, what's up?
what you been watching, dude?
Hold up. Let me go check.
What do you mean
There's
you
a
go
lot
check?
That should
There's
be
a lot
fresh
of
on your
shit.
mind.
It's a
Not
lot.
know what
It's a
you're
lot of
watching.
shit.
You've had
Dude,
a whole
dude,
day to
I'm
prepare
watching
about this.
Demon Slayer and Codename Kids
First
Next
off-
Door.
First off, it was summer anime, not what I'm watching now. Okay, that's what I was told. But what I'm watching
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Well, we're gonna talk about summer.
We're gonna talk
anime
about
in a
summer
little
Okay.
anime,
bit.
too.
Well, what I'm watching right
I
now.
see.
Should I say everything or just what I'm
Just
feeling?
like, what are you like big watching? You know what I mean?
What I'm big
What-
watching.
what are
I'm
you
big watching
into
Black
right
Clover.
now?
I'm big into Black Clover right now. I know that's
Mhm.
a terrible shonen that everyone doesn't like, but me personally, I love it. It starts off trash, but it's one of those animes where like it's bad at first, but then it gets better towards the end. So I'm personally enjoying it right now. Like back then, I really wasn't, but it was something that just for me to watch. I'm also watching Boruto, which is also another trash anime, but I only watching it because Naruto's
It's
in the
Naruto,
title.
but worse.
It's Naruto, but worse. And then I'm watching motherfucking JoJo.
Oh,
That shit's
Yeah.
hype.
That's
Love
we're
that shit.
all relevant in.
Yes, love it, love it. I'm also watching Rise of the Shield here, which me and Jesse are watching.
So good, dude.
It's so good.
dropped
I am.
Wait, you dropped it?
I
Huh?
dropped it.
He
pretty
No!
much.
Yo, what's wrong with you?
I just got done with it, man.
It's really good, dude.
It's really good. I'm really upset because it's heading a direction that I. It's not like heading in a direction that I don't want it to, but at the same time, like not to spoil anything, but the interesting character, but it's like he's not what you thought he was, and now I'm kind of upset. But we're also like next week's gonna be the last episode of the season, which me and Jesse are probably gonna guarantee that's gonna get a season 2, which is how much hype is behind
I
it.
thought it already did get confirmed.
Did it?
If it
Did it
did,
get
then I
confirmed?
didn't hear about it.
Yeah, I didn't hear about it either.
I'm gonna
That's
guess
pretty
cool,
that,
though.
didn't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
what
if it
that
is, that's
image
pretty
that
cool.
I saw on Twitter was then.
Oh,
I'm also watching the Helpful Fox Senko-san, which is a very kawaii
Kawaii.
show. I'm not gonna go into that one because really no one here watched it but me.
I watched,
I mean,
I watched like three episodes.
I got a
Very
taste.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did get a taste.
It's a
Dude,
cute
it's
show.
great. It's a cute kawaii show of this 800-year-old fox lolly.
I
Which
see.
she's 800 years old. I can do whatever I want.
I
And
guess
then I'm
it's
also
a-
watching me.
This just took a turn.
God damn it.
Then me and Jesse are also watching Attack on Titan, which it is so fucking good.
It's pretty good, dude.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
I need to get back
about
into it.
Picking it back
Blaine,
up.
you need
You
to
should,
get into
dude.
it.
Season three's been really fucking good.
Well, it's like season. I got into season 2. I was watching it with Newsom, and it just wasn't clicking with me. I got
'Cause
bored.
it's just not season 1. That's
Attack
the
on
thing.
Titan?
Yeah.
I
like,
only
season
ever
1 was
watched
great.
season 1, and season 1 was okay in my opinion.
Season 2 was alright.
Season
I
2
mean,
was
towards the
aight.
end, it was
And-
pretty good.
And I heard season 3's gotten really good.
Yeah. Season 3 is
Like
pretty
I
good.
almost dropped Attack on Titan in season 3. I got really close because like there's a lot of other stuff I was watching, and I was just like, man, I'm just not really into it like I was season 1, and I'm a little less into it than season 2. And then Jesse started watching it, kept up with it. It's like, dude, you need to catch up. Like this is getting pretty good. And I was like, all right, fine, I'll catch up, and I did. And I was like, why the hell did I drop this? I was so confused. I was like, I can't believe I just did that. This
It's pretty
show's
good.
It's pretty. Kitty!
Kenny!
And okay, to another anime I'm watching. Me and Jesse are watching. Why the hell are you here, teacher?
Dude, it's so good.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
god.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Wait, when is the last episode? Actually, because I don't know.
It's this week.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
this is episode 11, I think.
Oh.
Because we watched that. Me and you watched it together, didn't we?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
we
because that's when you
did.
came over. So that should be Saturday or Sunday
I don't
that it
even
comes
know.
out.
I think it's
It's
Saturdays.
something like that. Something like that. I honestly thought it was Saturday today, so I was kind of confused why it wasn't out. But then I remembered it's Friday because I didn't work.
You know why else? You remembered it's Friday?
Because motherfucking JoJo.
It's fucking JoJo Friday.
It's fucking JoJo Friday. I personally am watching this other show called Ao-chan Can't Study, which Jesse kind of got a small taste of it. He didn't.
You
He
know,
doesn't like it.
that OP is really good.
That OP is
That is so
spicy.
good.
It's a good OP. I love it. I love the show. It's a 12-minute episode. Each episode is 12 minutes long, and it's just pretty much about this girl that has his dad's like a ecchi manga writer, and then she kind of like has this envision of where like all boys are like the guys in the mangas. She's kind of
no.
scared to get with dudes, but when this dude comes along, she's like, oh man, he just wants to do lewd things with me, and expects that, and he just doesn't. So she gets like, she's like, oh man, I was overreacting, kind of deal.
Hmm.
But it's a fun little show. I mean, it's nothing huge. It's not like a a JoJo or a Boruto. It's just only something small. And then me and Jess, I've continued to watch this show, but Jesse stopped watching it as we never learned Bokubin.
Yeah,
Is
I
that how you
watched
say
the
it?
first episode.
You watched the first episode? I guess you
Yeah.
didn't enjoy it.
I was thinking about continuing watching it, but I just never did.
It's just one of those weird harems, because it's pretty much a
Yeah.
harem.
Yeah,
But
that's
it's
what
about
they
like
are.
they can't study. Like they're like smart kids, but they want to do a specific field that they're terrible in for some reason. And the main
Mhm.
dude's just trying to help them study. And they're like, "Oh man, he's cute. I want to date him." And then they're like, another girl comes around like, "Oh man, he's cute. I want to date him." And they're all like, "Man, he's cute. I want to date him." And they're just fighting over him the whole time.
Man, what a riveting plot.
Dude, that's his harem, dude. It's literally like a girl comes up into the
That's the
story and
harem-
she goes,
that's
"Oh
harem
man,
animes, bro.
he's cute. I want to date him." And then another girl rolls around, does the same exact thing, and that's just how a
What
harem
a
works.
show.
That's
What
how
a
harem
show.
shows work.
But all in all, it's a good harem. It's really like not a lot of lewd shit like most harems. It's kind of
It's-
keeps it low.
It's a cute show.
It's a cute.
It's a
show.
cute harem
That's
show.
That's what keeps me going. And it has a kind of a good story, but not exactly up to par with like actual good anime stories. But I enjoy it. So, and I was watching this one show which Jesse could talk a lot about is Demon Slayer.
Demon
I-
Slayer
I
is so
watched
good.
that dude. Oh my god.
It's so good.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Wait, are you caught up, Braxton?
I'm caught up.
Bro.
Bro, I want to talk about it in full next week once it's done.
Wait, it ends
Yeah, 'cause
next
that's-
week?
It's either
this
ends
week.
this week or
It's
it
this
ends
week.
this week.
No.
So what, the end of the show or like a season?
No,
the
no,
season.
end
Season.
of the season.
Because all these
Damn.
animes we're talking about are just like for what is it? What season is this? It's like winter.
What season is
This is,
this?
su-
This is
this
spring.
is
Spring?
summer. Spring. So all these are like spring animes, and they're usually like 12 episodes long. Most of the shonen animes I talked about earlier have been ongoing for a while now. Either they're like 24, 25 episodes long, so they started in winter. So they're just kind of like continuing, but most of these shows are ending before the summer anime starts up, so they can get their TV show slots or whatever you want to call it, so they can
Opened
start
up.
opened up, which I'm excited about. Summer anime is gonna be pretty good for the most part. There's a lot of unknown shows that are coming out that a lot of me and Jesse and Braxton just have no idea what they are, because we're not big into manga or kind of like following up what's going on. There's only like maybe like 3 or 4 shows that I've seen so far that I'm like kind of excited to watch.
Same.
But
Same.
I'm kind of just waiting for it to start, which will be next week or a week, 2 weeks from now. It'll start up,
Yeah.
and we'll see what comes out. Not everything's gonna come out the first week of summer anime. Most of the stuff's coming like 2 weeks after it starts. So we'll just have to wait and see.
I think I'm gonna do the thing I did last season, or not last season.
This season.
Whenever a while ago, I just saw a new show pop up on Crunchyroll. And I was like, okay, fine. I'm not watching anything, so I'll give the first episode a shot. If it's good, I'll watch the rest of it.
That's pretty much how it's been going since the winter and spring.
Yeah,
Like-
it's been dry, man.
Last year, oh my god, last year's anime list was just so so good.
It kept going and going and going.
It just kept bringing just great anime, and I was just like always watching something. This year it's kind of like I'm watching like a show every once in a while, like when it comes
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Like I think during last year's there was one time where I was like watching like 1 to 2 shows per day.
Same.
Keeping up
Yeah,
with it.
I remember when I was actually keeping up with shows. Like this season, I was watching like 10 shows at the start. Now I'm watching like 4 because I just kind of stopped watching all of them.
Yeah.
And it's not like I didn't like the show or anything. I just didn't continue them.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good upcoming shows coming up. Like I'm personally super excited for DeViCEs season 2.
Dude,
I'm
that's gonna
excited.
be amazing.
Dude, that's gonna be so good.
I'm excited.
I'm super excited. I just hope that I didn't have to watch the movie.
I don't think so.
I don't think so because it might not be canon. I haven't seen anyone talk about like, oh, it's not canon or whatever. Because I haven't actually personally looked it up or not. But if it's like every other anime movie, it's not gonna be canon. So I'm just hoping for that. And there's
yeah.
no, go ahead.
I was gonna talk about the firefighter anime.
Oh,
It's a
dude, no, there's
firefighter
two.
shonen,
There's
dude.
2 of them actually. You guys know about Promare also. There's
No.
Promare's from Studio Trigger. It's a movie,
Oh, boy.
and it's about firefighters. And then there's the firefighter show, which is about to come out too.
Yeah, I'm talking about the David Productions one.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah,
shonen.
that one. Yeah,
It looks really
Firefighter
good.
shonen.
yeah, it does.
Not gonna lie, I'm a dirty isekai lover. I'm super excited for this isekai that's like in the top 3 of the anime list.
Oh,
I don't know
which one?
I don't know how to say it. It's the one next to Dr. Stone. I don't know what it's called. 'Cause
I can't-
pronounce
I
I'm
it.
watching
Yeah,
Doctor
so-
Stone. Since
It's-
you just name dropped it, I'm gonna watch that one.
I'm gonna try Dr. Stone.
I'm gonna try Dr. Stone, but for the trailer, it's just another like Black Clover, just a dude yelling the whole time. That's what it seemed like. So
It's
I
another
don't know,
dude
maybe-
yelling the entire
there's
episode.
so much
Yeah.
more after that, dude. It gets
I'm
so
gonna
much
try
better
it.
after it gets done with that. Like I said, with Doctor Stone, it starts off like a standard shonen. It starts off like that, and then it becomes something better and more. It's like it doesn't stay the same. It like soft resets partially.
But isn't it like
uh,
it's like a universe where everyone just like disappears? There's only like a couple people left, and it's just
No, it's
is it just-
everybody gets. There's a virus which goes around which turns everybody into they fossilize,
okay.
and thousands and thousands and thousands of years pass, and literally there's nothing left of civilization, and then the people start unfossilizing, coming out of the stone, and then eventually it becomes a dude who's just awakening, like the like most physically fit, survival of the fittest type stuff, and the other group, which is led by our protagonist, is using science to fight back against these Ubermen. And that's like the main story. The first part is it follows one dude to try to save his girlfriend from getting killed, and then it turns into the whole science versus versus super people story, which is
Yeah,
when it gets good.
I'm about to check it out because it literally like it's been like all over the place. Like when I get on Twitter and Facebook,
Yeah.
Same.
it's
It's
literally
advertised everywhere.
It's advertised everywhere. So I'm kind of excited to try it. I'm just hoping it's good. I'm just really hoping the season as a whole is good. 'Cause
Same.
I wanna just be watching a show literally every day.
Yeah.
Like we got that isekai that I can't pronounce because it's like
Dude,
it's
just
Ari
read it. It's just Japanese.
Ari Ari Furata. I'm done.
Oh, it's that show. I know what
Yeah.
that show is.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know. Like the
Yeah,
cover
man.
has a dude with a gun on it. Something about it.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, it's got like a dude with a gun, like 3 hot women on the front.
Yeah, I
What
actually
about
know
it?
what you're talking about.
What about it? Then we got the firefighter one. Then we got Tagi-san 2, which I'm excited for. The
Taki-san.
thing. It's a troublemaker, whatever it's called.
Troublemaker.
Shit. I forget how to say it. It was that one show I was trying to get you to watch where like the girl keeps teasing the dude.
No,
in
yeah,
class.
okay. No, yep.
Yeah.
I'm not watching that.
Why not? It's cute.
I didn't even like the first season.
So?
It was
Watch
no.
the second season.
Why would he watch the second one?
Why not?
No.
There's,
Not
all,
watching
there's just a bunch of other shows that I'm gonna
'cause they're-
try.
When do you get the time to just watch so much, like, and keep track of it all? Like, I don't have the attention span for that.
Well, you should.
You should.
Well, I'm ADD, really
Got
bad.
So?
Got him.
So,
Got him.
dude, I get bored. Even with shows on Netflix, I watch for like maybe a season and a half, and I'm like, okay, I'm bored. I want to do something else.
Well, I mean, I think that's because you're binge watching them though, or like watching an episode after another. Because
Well,
whenever
yeah.
I watch shows, or I like watch like 3 or 4, I start to get really bored. So having the one episode a week keeps my attention span way more.
So, I mean,
that issue.
there's so many shows on Netflix that I need to get into, and that people recommend it to me. I
But
just
you have
don't.
Crunchyroll.
Oh,
That
I
that
need
too,
to read.
and I just don't. I can't do it. I was just
Still
well,
see how y'all can't binge shows.
doesn't mean it's not
Speaking
good.
of
It's just I don't do it.
Netflix anime.
Isn't even
Uh-huh.
Evangelion get on there or something like that?
Evangelion got on there.
Heard
but
it was not that good.
Agretzko season 2
Gretzko season
came
2.
out. Finally came out, and I need to restart my Netflix so I can watch that.
Yo, how about that Kake Guru season 2, my guy?
Oh yeah, that's on Netflix now too, isn't it?
It is. I
Did
saw
not
it
watch
today, and
the
I was
first season.
so excited.
I watched like 2 episodes, and I was like, this isn't for me.
I hate you.
Chase, I've always wondered, like, because you don't really talk about other things that you like to do, and I was like, do you have any shows that you like just watch or binge or like watch a lot over and over?
No.
Awesome, straightforward.
Eyes.
So
Damn.
Many eyes.
I mean, that's basically straightforward and to the point. Oh my god.
Tell about it.
It's just COD and sleep, yeah, and maybe a little
Wake
bit of
up.
Overwatch.
Wake up, COD.
Yeah.
Go to
There you
school,
go.
COD. Sleep.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's the lifestyle, man.
Well,
I
apparently
mean,
you
I
have a
squeeze food in there every once in a while, but
Oh yeah, dude. I mean,
I hope so.
you got shit.
I'd hope so.
You got shit bucket too?
absolutely.
Hell yeah, brother.
That's my guy. He's playing the wrong game though.
Oh shit.
Well, you've also mentioned that you have a pretty crazy life with a lot of crazy stories. Yeah.
No, you.
No, me, dude. My life is a boring stick.
No, it's not.
Like just well, I mean it
I'm
can
gonna have
be.
Dude,
to
how
more
can your life be
entertaining than
boring
mine.
when you have the one and only Mr. Mike?
I mean,
Yo,
the
Jesse.
one and only. He can make situations interesting.
Yo,
Well,
Jesse,
man.
it's Mr. Mike.
Yo, is that Mr. Mike?
Dude, it's Mr. Mike.
For
Who?
context, Mr. Mike is my father.
Yo, is that
Oh.
Mr. Mike?
Oh man, he's an interesting feller.
Mr. Mike's a cool
I
guy.
tell you, if you
Mr.
want
Mike's a
a
cool guy.
conversation about anything, especially politics, he's your guy.
Oh no.
Yo, y'all should
I'm
have
good,
us as a
Chief.
special guest.
No,
Yo,
absolutely
dude, we should
not.
feature Mr. Mike, dude.
We would get
Oh,
we would
no.
get we would get taken down.
Look, let's talk about politics. Get that shit out of here.
Dude, we could have a full episode of just Mr. Mike talking for an hour and a half straight about politics.
Look, you're gonna have like
I'm
6 or
good,
7
champ.
episodes worth of him talking in one sitting.
Fuck.
But no,
Well,
but
welcome.
Jesse, you kept telling me that that Chase had the PlayStation Story, and I don't know what that is.
Do you remember back in like Black Ops 1, whenever PlayStation went down for a few weeks?
Oh my God,
Yeah, I mean,
it
Chase,
wasn't a few weeks. It was like a month and a half.
well,
Mm-hmm.
Chase, I
I
want to
was
hear
playing
it.
Big
Xbox
hack.
You wanna hear it?
360.
I want to hear it. Yeah.
Let's go. Let's give you a chance to
Alright.
talk.
So, my professor at my college, she is a graphic design teacher, right? She
Right.
got PlayStation shut down for a month and a half, or however long it was back when Black Ops 1 was out. And it was all because of an illustration she made. Alright? Alright,
Okay.
so these guys stole her illustration, right? And used it as their kind of like their like logo. And these guys had dev kits for the PS4. You know what dev
Yeah.
kits are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's for like playtesting and all that shit, right? And so she got that stolen and didn't realize that they stole it. They stole a bunch of other illustrations, but that was the main one they used. And because they had these dev kits, they gave them out to other people and made the PlayStation easy to hack and shit, right? And so they started giving this stuff out to other people, and some people took advantage. And then these people took down PlayStation Network for a little bit, and then they took it down for like a whole month.
They're just like, I want to take this down. And they did.
Yeah, and so the
Well, I
people who
remember.
gave out the dev kits used her illustration to represent who they were.
Okay.
Oh wow.
That's
And
I think it
interesting.
she
was.
obviously sued.
I remember. I thought it was I thought it was anonymous. Like it was something. It
Yeah,
was something
I
like
thought it was
Mhm.
anonymous or something.
It was.
Oh,
They got a hold of that,
Yo,
and
y'all
so
remember
did
Lizard Squad?
Lizard Squad. They got a
Lizard
hold of that too.
Lizard Squad, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I thought it was those guys who took down PlayStation Network.
No,
Or
that they
it
did it.
wasn't
They
us.
did it in the PS4 days.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
they did. No, they did both PS4 and Xbox Live.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
but
they
we weren't
were-
down as long as you guys.
It was pretty close. It was pretty close.
Mhm.
Whenever PlayStation Network and Xbox Live went down together, like it was about neck and neck. Like they attacked, and it was really strategic. It was unbelievable what they did back then. But it was like 2010 was when PlayStation 3 got or
yeah, it's like 2010, 2011.
dude,
Mhm.
that was horrible because
That was awful.
I remember it was like a bunch of people's like private information got leaked. There was yeah, purchases, just all kinds of stuff. And man, to come back after that, like especially to how they are today, just man, like that was detrimental. And I think the media is still talking about it today and still bring it up because of how big of a like security breach it was
It's still one of the biggest hacking jobs
of all time. Well, Sony does not like they get attacked like the most out of any company, and I don't see why they haven't done anything about it. Clearly, it's just like they get constantly attacked. I think there was stuff with like the private emails got leaked, all kinds of mess with
Oh,
Sony.
yeah.
Man, it's just
Well, they do stupid shit.
they got hammered, like just destroyed with hacks. I mean, I don't know if it's their system or what, but man. Well, I guess Sony as a company isn't doing too hot in the first place.
Well,
They're
Sony's also
literally-
really stingy, so
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
that
Sony's
too.
literally being held afloat by PlayStation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
PlayStation.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that doesn't mean they don't make good products, but it's just they are just going down. I mean, the competition is just killing them.
the
They
only
should
thing-
really just stop their production of anything besides PlayStation.
I think the TVs are worth it. 100%. They're like, but the Xperia, their cell phone, some of the other stuff that they have. Well, the cameras are fantastic too.
They have good
But-
cameras.
Yeah, cameras and TVs they should probably stick to. But anything else, like they don't need the Xperia. Like who buys that? Who has
what
Xperia?
even is that?
It's their cell phone. Sony has a cell phone.
I have never.
You didn't
heard
even
of
know.
that.
It's so an Xperia, and I remember one of them had it was like had like like a PSP style controller built into it, and it
All
was
right,
the
they need to
coolest thing.
cancel
I
it.
think
You
I
can
remember that.
yeah, you can play like PS1 games and stuff on it, and it was the coolest thing. I remember I wanted one, but I was like,
Mm,
nah, iPhone all the way. But just
yeah.
at the time, so I didn't. No, I did. The Xperia was a disaster. It's
Yes.
like it was. I think it ran Windows. Like I remember it ran something had a similar UI to Windows. I'm not certain if
Like
that's
desktop Windows.
yeah. No, you remember how there was like the Windows Phone?
Yeah.
It looks similar to that.
Didn't the Windows Phone look like an Xbox?
No,
I thought it did.
what? How,
Or
wait,
at least or Xbox took like inspiration from like Windows 8 or something like that. You
I
know what I'm
think.
talking about?
Oh, you're talking about the UI. I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
the hardware itself.
No, no.
Oh.
No, yeah, it was weird. Like phones and companies, just random companies that aren't known for their phones. When they make phones, it's bizarre. I saw a BlackBerry in Best Buy.
That should be illegal.
I'm calling the cops.
I'm calling the
I saw a
FBI.
BlackBerry, and it was like $200, I think, and it had the keyboard and everything. I was like, just what?
I would have
They're
paid
doing
10
this flip
bucks.
phones, yeah. Oh man, but man, the BlackBerry days, those were the times.
I remember my
Can't
cousin
remember
had a
what I got
BlackBerry. I thought it was the coolest thing.
Oh
My
no.
brother had
Uh,
one. I got another BlackBerry. That's my story with BlackBerry.
can you
Uh-huh.
tell that story again?
Yeah,
happened?
please do.
Because I heard nothing.
Oh
What-
shit! I
what
cut out.
Yeah,
Did everyone cut for a sec?
I
Did
think
everyone
so.
cut out?
I thought
Yeah,
so.
I was
think
literally
everyone
just about
cut
to
for a
text you,
sec.
Blaine, saying, "What the fuck just happened?"
Yeah, dude, I don't know what that was. All of a sudden,
I was like,
I heard
oh.
this is what I heard. I heard Braxton goes, "I'm gonna."
Yeah, dude, that had me big worried, dude.
I was like, "No." It looks like we're
I
back
was like-
though.
All right, can you tell it
So
again?
that was my BlackBerry story.
Yeah, no, more.
And that was my BlackBerry.
Comedic
And that was
timing.
my BlackBerry
It's
story.
like-
And we're just
like the
like,
Black-
excuse me? Can you
The
say
BlackBerry
that again?
Ninja, the BlackBerry Ninjas come out and it's like he's talking too much. He's saying too much.
He's saying
Get
too
him.
much. He's saying too much.
All right,
But,
so tell us about your BlackBerry
uh,
story.
Okay, a BlackBerry story. My brother had one. He had it for a while, and then he got an iPhone. My dad took the BlackBerry. Then it broke. Then he got another BlackBerry, and then it got broke. And then that one broke. And then he got an Android. That's my
Nice.
BlackBerry story.
Very nice.
Okay.
I can't remember what kind of phone I had. To be honest, I just
I had a
was
Go
like,
phone.
here,
Same.
here's a phone, and I'm like, cool, a phone. And then I looked
I
around
had
at
that.
everyone else, and like, man, my phone's kind of like lower tech than everyone else's. 'Cause everyone else had like iPhones at the time. And I'm just like, wow. And I was like, yo, cool iPhone. I'd play with it. I was like, man, I wish I had an iPhone. I didn't
Wait,
get
were
an
you the guy that
iPhone
had
until-
you got games on your phone?
You got games on your
No.
phone.
You got COD Zombies on your phone?
Oh no.
Actually,
on your
Yes, he
iPod?
did.
Dude, I
Oh,
remember
no.
I had
I
COD
did.
Zombies on my
That,
iPod.
I had that shit too.
Dude, I played the same match of COD Zombies for like
For like
a month.
2 years.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Dude,
2
I remember that.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah. I remember that shit. Just in class, I just busted out and play like 5
I-
rounds. Got the
I
round
did-
200 something.
I did every
Yeah.
morning on the bus.
That game was fun, dude.
And then I got back on, it was still on. It was like round like 600 and I was like, "Oh, cool."
Dude, Braxton, you remember
Cool.
my first phone?
Oh yeah.
Like, if I turned it sideways and slid it up, the whole keyboard was there. I thought that was so sweet. I thought I
But
was
did
the
it light up?
highest tech phone.
But did it light up?
I just had
We
a
have
simple up and down,
Shit.
up and down one.
Oh yeah.
Just slid
That's-
up and down, and it was green.
That's
Jesse,
super
like, looked at
satisfying
the
click.
phone and was like, we
Yeah.
have technology.
We have technology.
Jesse's like, future.
I had that indestructible Nokia phone. And I managed to
Ooh.
break it.
Oh.
You managed to break it?
I
What?
didn't even try
How?
to.
Dude, that's straight
What'd you
bedrock.
do?
I dropped it once and it exploded.
Jesus.
I've broken every single phone I've ever owned. Every single one.
Are you sure you weren't dreaming? Because that doesn't seem possible.
Oh, it's possible, because I did it.
Just drop phone.
I also
You know,
was.
no, those Nokia bricks are like when they come apart, you can just reattach them really easily. But it
hmm
actually exploded. It didn't like just break apart.
No, it broke apart. I didn't mean explode literally,
Exploded
but
into Lego bricks.
Tons of Lego bricks.
Lego
but
bricks.
I also dropped an iPhone in my Sunny D drink.
Oof.
Ooh.
Oof.
It was actually completely unlucky and lucky at the same time. Because I went to put my phone down really fast, and it slipped out of my hand and flew into my cup.
Hmm.
And I was
Ooh.
depressed.
I, rem- I remember when I was on the phone with Jordan and he dropped me into his glass of Coke. And and he was yelling at me like, Jesse, can you hear me? And I'm just like, yeah. And he's like, I don't know if you can, but I dropped you in my Coke.
Was he so clear, or did it sound like he was like
I,
underwater?
I could still hear him a little bit. He was relatively clear.
That's fucking
I
funny.
dropped you in my Coke.
I dropped you in my Coke.
He wasn't like frantically trying to grab me. He's like, Jesse, can you hear me?
And then I guess, I don't remember what happened. I think we hung up and then we got on PlayStation. He was like, yeah, I threw that shit in rice, dude. Just trying to soak it up.
Yeah, I've actually never successfully like had my phone turn on after throwing it in rice.
Yeah, same. Well, I've never got my phone. Well,
I've
can't
dropped my
say I
phone.
never have.
I've dropped my phone in the toilet and I've dropped it in the pool.
I have-
dropped.
I've
dropped
never-
2 phones in water.
I
It's
think
the only
I've,
time they broke.
I've never uh just like broke a phone until I got my 10. And it was the worst thing that could have possibly happened. So, I went to a movie theater, and I think it was Black Panther. I went to go see that, and I was just on my phone, whatever. And I had it on my lap, and I went to lean over to grab something, and it slipped in between the mechanical chairs that they
Oh,
have in
no.
theaters now. And I was like, oh well, yeah, it just fell underneath the seat. It's whatever. Let me lift. So I tried to grab it in between the arm and the seat. Couldn't reach it. I was like, whatever. So I'm just gonna lift up the leg rest, right?
Oh no.
All of a sudden I hear.
That's
I was
not
like,
a good
and,
sound,
I-
brother.
and then I had a panic attack.
Wasn't I there for that? I'm pretty sure
I-
I was.
I can't
think I
remember,
was.
dude. I can't remember much. I don't remember what happened from there. I think I barely
It was
watched
all
the
a
movie.
blur. It was all a blur.
It's all a blur.
I can barely remember the movie. I just like remember like trembling and be like, this phone was like $1,000.
That shit gone.
And then I looked at it and it had a big ass like
Bed.
crack on the back. It looked like someone shot it with a pistol. Half the screen was blue, and then I had to I had to use Siri to call people, and then I called I called my dad. And I was like, "Hey Siri, call Dad, please." And then I hear, Dad," and I was like, "Oh great, the speakers doesn't work." And then I hear, "Hello?" I'm like, "Uh-oh, he's mad." Dad, what? I'm busy. uh, I broke my new phone. You did what? It got stuck in the theater seat. Well, you're paying for it. I'm like, yes, sir. I was planning on doing that anyway. So I had to pay for $600 of Apple Care.
Very nice.
Oof, that sounded like fun.
Yeah,
Jesse.
and I still
And
have
how
that
does your
replacement
bike's
phone
like?
today.
Do what?
You what?
You what? You what? And then Mr. Mike proceeds to talk political talk to Blake on his broken phone.
See, now this is what the government does to your stuff. I mean,
I'm calling the FBI.
this
See,
is why we can't trust the government.
That's why we can't trust the government.
But that was a horrible decision, and now I treat my phone with just delicacy, unless I get mad at video games, which I did today, and it fell off
Oh,
my
shit.
bed. Oh, but it's all right. Like that happened, and Landon looked at me like we were playing Crash Team Racing Remaster, and he looks at me. He was like he knew my phone was on the ground. Because I got so mad. I was like, damn it! And I just slammed my fist. And oh man.
Dude, that
Speaking
game
of
is
that
so much
game,
fun.
Last time I
ooh,
slammed my fist on my phone, it got bent. I still have that phone.
yeah, so did your desk, and you had to replace it.
Yeah, that too.
Oh.
I have
Oh,
my
I-
phone with a controller
Of course,
by
of course.
accident.
Want to know how I killed my 3GS?
3GS. I haven't heard that in a long time.
Fuck's a
I
3GS?
iPhone.
Oh.
No, it
Oh.
wasn't. No,
Wait, was
it wasn't a three. It wasn't my 3GS. It was my 5. Never mind. It was my
Okay.
5S.
Ooh,
I
classy.
I was I went to a Marilyn Manson concert,
Oh.
and this was before the show even started. I was trying. I was taking pictures, and I put my phone in my pocket. I took my phone back out, and the screen just wouldn't turn on.
Same thing
And I was
happened to me.
like, oh shit. And
Oh, shit.
so I just put my phone back in my pocket, enjoyed the rest of the show, drove back to my apartment. I think my roommate was still awake. Um, and I called my dad on my roommate's phone. And I was like, Dad, and he's like, What? I was like, I broke my phone. I was like, Well, I can tell it because you called from your roommate's phone. I was like, Yeah, and he's like. I was like, what are you gonna do? I was like, well, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and go get a new one. And I've had my Android 8 S8 since.
Oh, is
And
that why you switched to
it's
Android?
all. That's why I switched to Android is because
That's fair.
my iPhone got blown up at Marilyn Manson.
That's fair.
I have a phone story. I haven't really told a
Hit us
phone
with it.
story. So like, it's not really about my phone. It's about my buddy's phone. It's usually me and my cousin that go to the beach like during my birthday week, but he decided to come with us. And while we were at the beach, he dropped his phone and cracked his screen. It didn't shatter, but it cracked in different directions. It was a really big crack. Like you couldn't like look at the screen and see what it was saying and stuff like that. But he was able to like use it and make calls and stuff like that. So he just kind of just had to deal with it for the rest of the beach trip. So we're in Destin. We go to the track, which is, by the way, the
I
greatest
know where it
place in Destin.
is.
I love that place. That's a different.
I love it
that's not what
too. It's so fun.
I'll talk about that later. But
Lost my
we
debit
get on
card there.
the Woody, and
Ooh.
he has his phone in his pocket, and we go around the whole track, and we come back and we stop, and we get out, and we're talking where he's like, all right, I need to make a call. He grabs his phone, he pulls it out, and we're all watching him. There's no screen. It's all the glass is in his pocket. And
Oh
we're
my.
like, dude,
Holy shit.
what the fuck? You literally, all he did was crack it. Like that was like 2 or 3 days ago. He didn't drop it again or anything. And he literally put it in his phone, and because of the vibrations of the go-kart, cracked his screen in his pocket. It was all in his pocket. There was
That's
no
crazy.
screen. Not
The
a
whole
single
That
shard
is
of glass.
crazy.
Not
The
a
whole
single
ass
shard of
screen.
glass was left on this phone. It was. I was like, what the fuck?
I see.
We had like 4 days left that trip too, so he didn't have a
Yeah.
phone. That's funny.
Well, you guys know the iPhone 4, how it was all glass?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it
Yeah.
was, wasn't it?
Yeah, alright, so I actually dropped that phone on face
no.
down, and it cracked the back of it and not
Oh,
the
no.
phone.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I got extremely
Huh.
lucky. And then apparently it became a really cool trend right at that time.
A cool
Like-
trend to drop your phone and crack it.
No, to break the back of your iPhone 4 and then like color it and shit.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
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 I remember
I got
that.
really good timing
remember
with that.
seeing that.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
I did that, but I didn't do it on purpose.
I remember I was sitting in class, and this dude that was sitting pretty close to me, his phone fell off, and it landed face down. And he was just like, "Oh no."
Ooh, like that smack. It's just like,
Yeah.
ooh,
Yeah.
God, that's.
He didn't want to pick it up.
I don't blame
I'm
him.
not getting that.
I thought that was pretty funny, but he picked it up eventually, and it was fine somehow.
Oh, that smack just makes your heart sink.
Yeah,
it's
it
just,
really does.
it's just bad. Oh, I hate
You
it.
go
hate it.
fucking numb, bro. It's just a bad feeling.
It
like-
just makes your heart hurt. Like,
Yeah, that is so loud, and everybody knows when it happens.
yeah,
'Cause
everyone feels
Everyone
the
it's
knows.
same
like
thing.
yeah,
Everyone looks.
it's like someone died, and everyone goes.
Someone just got shot.
And it's like, oh, clear the path, everybody, clear the path.
Clear
Got a
path.
got a murder scene here. Oh man, I can't handle that stuff. Um, but no, I wanted to bring up the Crash Team Racing Remaster because me and Newsom have been playing it nonstop, dude. But okay,
time.
I have some feelings about that game though, because
Go
Jesus,
for it.
there's some. Hmm. Okay, so
Dude, the AI.
okay, look.
So
So
bad.
so that game's like, all right, look, sure, you're racing in a group, right? But we're gonna put this one racer, that's just gonna beat you if you make the slightest mistake. So you're driving, you're driving, you drifting, you're
casual.
doing your drifts casually, bam, hit a slight wall, just kind of bump into it. All of a sudden you hear, no, what? Who was that?
Dude,
I thought you were like a
wasn't
mile
like
and a half
a
behind me.
game like that.
So it's almost like
Wasn't
they
the old
have.
game like that.
I think it was. I think
I'm
it
pretty
was.
sure it was. Out of all the fucking hours I put into that game.
Yeah, it's like there's a predetermined like first place AI, and it's like
Yeah.
that's who you're racing. I mean, everyone else it's just in the back in a group, but
Yeah.
like he will hit you with all the rockets he's got, all of the and just one at a time. I mean, if you make the slightest mistake, and this is on medium,
Mhm.
not hard, medium. Uh, it just the slightest mistake will destroy you.
I'm so
Uh,
so like one of the trophies is to play the whole adventure mode on hard, and I am
Yeah.
barely passing on medium.
yeah.
I am so scared.
I think easy is medium, medium is hard, and hard is
Ungodly.
Expert.
Stupid.
Just
stupid. Other than that, the game is so good, so good. I mean,
It looks so good.
it's beautiful,
It's beautiful.
very
And
good.
I know it's probably like saying a lot, but I said this earlier, like just talking to you guys, but I think it's personally like one of the best remaster games that has been released. Like since they started remastering games, and they did so well. Like you know how like most of the remasters just adding in like slight content, but
Yeah.
like COD remastered, they threw like new shit into the game, but like you had to like pay for it
Fucking
and stuff
supply
like that.
drops. Yeah.
You had to pay
It's
for it.
kind,
Stupid.
but in this game, it's kind of the same way, but it's like when you're racing, you get coins, and you get a good amount, not enough, but a good amount of coin to be able to buy in the shop. And the shop's kind of like formatted like all the other shops you see nowadays.
It's
on
similar to Fortnite.
It's similar to Fortnite. So they got like, and then and like the more you progress in the adventure mode, you get more coin for winning races. It's still not a lot, but I mean you can race a race like over and over again and just farm coin, and it's not even that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Blaine was telling me earlier that like people like complaining about the the how much coin you get compared to how much stuff costs. I get it. It's retarded how much coin you get per race compared to how much it costs to get something through the shop. Because I get like the first races are like 20 coin, and the lowest thing in the shop is like 1,000 coin. So if you kind of like add that up, that's a lot of races just to get the first item in the shop.
Yeah. It's an interesting system. They should definitely add or increase coin stuff. As like maybe if you're playing online, because we haven't played online yet, they might give you more. But I'm not certain. But man, the game is awesome. I mean, now this like we talked about it last week with how remasters work and different things like that. And this one just isn't just a remaster. It is a whole like revamp of the Crash Racing series. So it's like it's all of CTR, all of Crash Team Racing, and like 90% of the content from Crash Nitro Kart, which is wild. All of the tracks, all of the characters, all of the cars.
What
Um,
isn't the only thing not from Crash Nitro Kart the story mode?
yeah,
Yeah.
all the game modes, all of the battle arenas, all that.
Which I wish they would have added that story because I personally enjoyed it like a lot. Which I was
I
really
like it
hoping
more
that
than
like
the first one.
what they would have done was that what they done for the Insane trilogy, like the same exact thing. Like they had all 3 stories into one game, and which I was hoping they would do with this one is
I not
have
not
all
tag
the
team.
tag team
A tag
was
team
funny.
is
The only thing about
tag
that game
team
was
is
funny, and I loved it.
different.
Well, so like that's why I'm saying like they probably wouldn't redo tag team because it's
No,
such a
they
different
are not.
experience.
They are never going to go
They're
back to
not.
tag team.
I mean,
That
they're
game
gonna
was
add they
broken.
add some tracks in from tag team too.
Yeah, I
That's
think
what it is.
it's been said that they're gonna add some tracks from tag team,
And,
which
and
is
most of the I think all the
yeah.
characters are coming too.
I think
That's just
Yeah, I
dude,
about
think
it.
you
Pasadena
did
would be
say
cool.
that.
Von Clutch.
Pasadena, Von Clutch.
I
I'm
think
really
they have
excited.
they have some callbacks to it. They have a couple carts from tag team, like that big orange one that Crash drives. Then there's
Oh
like
yeah,
That
that
was a good
one.
bug. It's like the third
there's a couple like costumes that the characters wear. Like there's a ninja costume that Cortex wears.
Oh
Um,
snap!
but it's a great remaster, and the mechanics are identical. Like it feels perfect. And
It's so
what
smooth.
I've been telling people is like if you like it takes a lot of skill to master it, but once you do, it's so rewarding because it makes it that much more fun.
It's really
Um,
not hard to learn either. Like
it isn't. Yeah, I was thinking maybe it's because like I played it I played it a lot before. I have I have a friend coming over to try it soon, and he didn't really play it before. He was an Xbox guy back in the day, so it'd be interesting to see how he plays. Um, and I'm pretty interested to see who's gonna give it a chance.
I
But
just
I
hope
love
that
it.
a lot more of our friends get it because it's one of those games that I would love to play with all my
Oh,
buddies.
absolutely. Like, when it comes to Mario Kart, my friends don't like to play that with me, and it's
Hate
kind
you.
of depressing.
Hate you.
It's because you're too good.
You're
You have to
right.
play
You're
Mario
too
Kart with
good.
people who know how to
Hacker.
play Mario Kart.
Yeah.
There's a funny story.
Yeah.
about
Like
him
that's
being
the
too
only
good,
way
but I don't
Mario
even wanna
Kart's
say it
good.
now.
That's the only way I can really enjoy Mario Kart now is to play with people that are also good.
Yeah.
It's just like if you're not good, it's just like I'm just gonna beat you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Let's not play this game. You won't have fun because I'm gonna be in front.
Yep.
Blaine, you just tell that story.
What story?
That one. You
What
know.
one?
That one where
You know.
you went to Southeastern and played Mario Kart.
Oh no.
Come on.
Oh no.
What do you mean? Oh no.
So don't make me feel bad because they were good.
Come on. It's
So
a funny story.
there was there was a local tourney for Smash. It was during the Smash 4. And so it was at a college campus. So Steven was like, yeah, our friend Steven was like, yeah, there's gonna be a Mario Kart tournament too. So and you're good at that, so go ahead and enter. I was like, okay, whatever. So I
Oh
did,
no.
and I was just wrecking every person, just destroying
It was
everybody,
absurd.
one person at a time. Just I was like, yeah, I won again, and they're like, okay.
Okay.
We were not surprised when he's like, "Yeah, I won." I was like, "Oh, okay." Because we played him so many times. Like, yeah, you're just way too good at this game, and we're not surprised that you're beating all these people.
Yeah, and so like, and I see these two like girls, and they were clearly sisters, and like there was just something off-putting about them. I couldn't put my finger on it, and so I ignored it, and then next thing I know, I'm playing against one of them,
Oh
on the
no.
finals for the finale
Oh no.
on the last race, and she she introduces herself and stuff, and she was pretty good. I still destroyed her, but I said, oh, I won again, and it was like, oh, we got a winner, and he like reluctantly like called me the winner. He was like, oh yeah, good job, bud. And I have an amiibo stand for winning it. It's like the Mario flagpole, and I have that like as my trophy of sorts. And every time I look at it, I think about how I beat a special needs girl in a Mario Kart tournament.
Oh
Oh no.
no.
Good job, brother.
So I
The
have that as
funniest
a
part was that he didn't know, and we and Steve were like, "Oh yeah, you won. Who'd you beat? Oh, I beat her." I'm like, "You know who that is, right?" He goes, "No, she's of special needs," and he goes, "Oh, oh no, I feel so bad."
I mean, should you feel bad? I mean, you don't need to
Yes.
treat him any less.
I'd feel bad.
I mean,
I
you
mean-
didn't know.
I mean, I
didn't
kicked their
know.
ass. So what?
Wow.
Oh,
They were
that's
good.
going
They
on a
were.
soundboard.
I kicked their ass. So what? Yeah, hell yeah. But dude, I mean, they were good. It was worthy competition. They were the best out of the bunch in
They're
the first place.
I don't know them personally, but like I've gone to a couple events where they've come around and they're really good at
Yeah.
video games that they play, and it's
I,
mind blowing.
I, she got a little mad when she lost. she, she was like, "Dang it!" And I was like, "I'm sorry."
It feels so weird when people get mad when I beat them in a game. I'm just like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I
Oh,
better than you.
Smash tourneys can be some of the most cringy things, man. Because
Oh,
like
God.
I remember we went to, there was some venue we were at, like it was like a concert hall, I think that they had one at downtown,
Oh, yeah.
and
Oh,
there was this kid that just would get so angry because he lost. And like I
Mhm.
remember he got yelled at because like he was like, if you do that one more time, we are kicking you out of this event. He was like, yeah, whatever, I won't do it again. Just like the salty, like scrawny kid. Oh man,
Sounds like me.
I, he would be Jesse. Oh, and actually, he would
He'd
probably
be
would be
me.
you, Chase. He probably would be
There
you,
you go.
Chase.
I feel like you just described me.
Because he'd hit you with like, I'm sorry. Hold up. Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Hold on just a second. Um, but yeah, dude, Smash tournaments can be some of the most toxic things.
so toxic.
It's
That's
one
how,
of the reasons why Melee isn't at Evo.
oh yeah, dude. Melee competitors are just. Ooh,
The
the
I'm
cringe
not upset
compilations.
Melee is not at Evo. Melee's one of the bigger events that they usually have, and they're just like, oh, you know what? No, you can't come anymore. This is kind of stupid.
You do know how expensive that was to put on, right? And
No,
how
I don't.
long
Like, I
Melee
don't know.
took.
Like, I haven't looked
Oh
into
my
it. Like,
dude, Melee took longer than any other tournament, and it
well,
took up way too much money too. And
is it just
for
because a
their
lot of people
profit,
went?
no, it's because of how long it takes, and you have to have a good CTR TV to play it.
CRT.
CRT, yeah.
Crash Team Racing TV, man.
Crash Team Racing TV. I can't believe they didn't do the Mario Kart TV thing.
Oh yeah, dude.
um, but yeah, there's a good reason why Melee's probably will never be at Evo again. It's because of
Mm.
the CRTs and how long it takes to set up and to have them play.
People are actually buying some CRTs. They're pretty like pricey. Uh, but unless you find one at a garage sale like I did for $3.
Yeah. Or you can find them on the side of the road for, when people
That
are
too.
throwing them out.
That too.
Dude, when I was throwing a paper at one of the houses I deliver one to, literally there's just a TV, a CRT sitting on the side of the road, and it looked like it was in perfect condition. And I'm like, if I was in Oklahoma, condition.
Condition.
If I was if I was back home, I would probably grab this.
Yeah, I had
And,
someone threw a whole
but
not mechanical, electric keyboard outside their house, and it works. It just it needs a new speaker.
yeah,
People will throw out some of the coolest things.
yeah.
Oh man. So I wanted to talk about let's just quick little curveball here. I know Black Ops 4 again. Sorry,
We don't need to
but
talk about it.
I have some
Get that
things to
outta
say
here.
about it.
Oh,
So
okay.
they're
Trash.
wanting to I think they said they were gonna reboot the Ether storyline.
They're ending the Ether storyline.
From from the rumors that's been going around, they're gonna cancel the Chaos storyline and reboot the Ether one.
What are you talking about? Well, the Chaos storyline's done, dude. What do you mean?
It's done in Ancient Evil.
Yeah, Ancient Evil's the end of it.
Incorrect.
Wait,
That's
how?
what they
In
said.
what way?
There's no way that's a finale. What does 9 mean? They were like, oh yeah, you'll know what 9 means
What do you
by
mean?
the
Not-
end
not-
of the season.
They went to 9 to get the to find the runes to open the door to get
I know.
to Ancient Evil.
I know, but they said that they would explain what 9 mean, like what the number 9 is significant of.
Well, they haven't explained it yet.
Yeah, because the story's not over.
But they said that
Got him.
the chaos, the ether story. No, the
Mm.
whatever place that is, ancient evil is the end of chaos, and then they're going back to ether to end ether.
Okay, no.
What?
That is the end for Chaos and Black Ops 4. I'm talking about
Oh,
like
yeah.
for future games. No, they said they're putting the pin on like Chaos in like forever. No more Chaos.
Wait, what do you? So
And
what
they're
are they
gonna
doing next? What are they doing in Black Ops 5 then?
Ether,
Why?
rebooting it.
But
I
they
don't
were-
know.
But they were talking about that this next map that's coming out is supposed to be the end of the ether storyline.
That's what we all think. Well, that's what they're gonna end it and then reboot it.
What the hell? Well, they basically did that already with the end of Black Ops 3.
I know.
Yeah.
But it's like it's so stupid.
It's dumb.
I really, I
If
really,
you say you're gonna end it, then just end it.
yeah. But this is just a rumor. But apparently that's what they're gonna do in Black Ops 5 is reboot the Ether storyline. So start fresh.
That's stupid.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I know. It's just dumb. And apparently they're bringing Grief and Turned to Black Ops
Turned?
4. Yeah,
Turned will be fun.
Turned will be very
That would
fun.
be very fun.
I remember I used to have
You sweat during grief. No, not grief. Turned.
Turned.
Yeah.
I used to get so excited and jump around during because I was a stupid kid. I would get so excited when I would win outside. I start sweating because it would be so intense. Oh my god! I'm like guys, I'm sweating so much right now, and you're like you're sweating. Is it hot in there?
Sweating.
Yeah, the fan's on. I'm just having an intense time.
When
Oh,
I,
man, that-
so I was on Xbox. I didn't actually play Turned as much with my friends. Like we played it every once in a while, but we kind of thought it was not stupid, but it was like the zombies are just so fast.
It was a gimmick.
They
for
had a
sure.
lot
That
of
was a
health, dude. That's what they had.
And they had a lot of health. But
Like
what
Turned
we
was just
played,
fun to play every now and again. That's really about
what
it.
we played a lot was Grief. And Grief's at like that 4v4
Yeah.
game mode, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Dude,
if
that
they
was
bring
so much fun.
if they bring
I
back
love
Grief, they definitely need to add some changes because
Better Grief than other people.
Well, look, if you have good players, like, Grief is just gonna go on forever, straight up. Like it just, if you have good players, like it's just if they know what they're doing.
It's basically 8-man like
Yeah.
zombies at that point.
So I was listening to a podcast by Rad Austin 27, Zombros, his
Oh,
podcast.
Zombros, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was listening to their podcast. They were talking about this, and they were saying like I think Johnny J was saying that if they were to bring back Grief, they should do a timer. So say like a game max would be 30 minutes. Normally it would be say like 25, and then like every minute after that, there would be like a like something like a new rule. Say like takes away all your unpack a punches your gun, takes away your points. Every 1 minute you lose a bar of health. Stuff like that to keep the games dwindling, and the best of the best will be on top.
Yeah, okay.
Working with those really
That'd be pretty cool.
yeah, that's what they should do, and give the opposing team more of an incentive to mess up the other team. Like give them more tools.
Yeah, because
Say-
the only thing we had was the meat, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, there's the meat, and then like you can like push them or like not melee them. And
Oh
you can
yeah,
kinda
the
move them
meleeing
a
was
little bit.
annoying, dude.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I loved
Yeah.
it.
I think did they have one in Mob?
Yeah, there was one in Mob.
Yeah,
I
they-
played that one more than Town because I hated Town so much.
I played
Dude,
I
we
played
played
way
Town
more
for
Town.
Hours.
Hours,
Dude.
yeah.
Just Town in general. Town in general was great.
Well,
was a
Town
great-
Town was
yeah.
fine because it was better than the farm, bus stop, and
Yeah,
transit.
True, but
Well,
like
but they
if it
had
was
a giant
by
lava pit in the
itself,
middle.
That yeah,
Yeah.
and the pack punches in it. I didn't like that too much, but just Town as a map was pretty fun. I wish they'd bring. I don't want to say I wish they'd bring it back, but if they were to bring it back, I wouldn't like complain.
I wouldn't mind a remastered transit, honestly, because
Oh,
I
well,
feel
yeah.
like with all the
Oh.
new mechanics and shit like that, it could be so much better.
Well,
than
just
what it was.
remove the denizens or make them easier to kill.
Yeah.
And the
was it
fog.
5 knives to kill, like bro.
It was 3.5, or yeah, it was like 3.
I think
With the vote, it was like
Bowie
one
knife, it
with
was 3, I think.
no the galvanicles.
The little gremlins are called
Gal-
denizens.
Yes. Fog rolling in.
Fog rolling in.
Fog rolling
Yeah,
in.
I
Fog
never
rolling
liked
in.
I never liked Transit, never will, and if they remastered, I'm probably not gonna play it.
I thought it was a decent
It was,
map.
it was too ambitious.
It
I mean, It was too
was.
technologically
Out there.
out.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, okay, so what didn't you like about it, Newsom?
Um, let's see. Well, where should I start?
It was a
The
bad
main
map,
thing,
but I
it was
don't know
the,
what enough.
no, no, no. It was the lava. I didn't really like the lava too
But
much.
yeah.
I think I didn't like the. It also probably had to do with the friends I had. Like maybe if I was playing with y'all, because y'all actually knew what y'all was doing, I'd probably like it a little more.
That we did.
But we could never stay together or like have a plan. Like someone would like take the bus and we would all go through and then we'd be like stuck. The fact of the what was that one item that you had to do, which was like it was like power, portable power.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
like that. I hated that.
I thought that was dumb as hell, dude. Especially opening Pack-a-Punch in that map. That
Opening
was
pack a
awful.
punch and then trying to keep it open.
The,
and
tur-
then,
the
like, the place that
turbine.
Yeah, the
the place that
stupid
pack punch
turbine.
was at.
Dude, the Avogadro.
The Avogadro.
Dude, the
was
Avogadro
stupid.
was stupid.
That was stupid. It was a
I
cool
think-
boss, cool looking boss.
Mm.
Yeah, it was
Getting the
cool
pack
looking,
punch was
but it was
The
hard.
avocado.
the avocado.
It was the avocado.
Avocado.
The denizens were stupid. The distance between one map to the other was ungodly long. And then, like, if you didn't have
Yeah.
the bus, you had to go through the fog. And if you had zombies chasing you, and then you had denizens on you, it was literally
Fucking,
impossible.
it's the denizens are what ruined that. I can deal with the fog, but the denizens just fucking annoying.
All right. Well, how about this? So we master transit. No fog, no lava or minimal lava. Things in between the fog. So like there's things to go. So, like a more open experience. And faster bus with easier to kill denizens.
I mean,
You would
sure.
still need to keep the
Sure.
fog.
Oh,
I
and
think you'd need the fog. Well, you know why the fog was there, right?
yeah, it's limitations.
Yeah.
They don't
So-
have that anymore.
Well, you still do, but
Well, I mean, do
I mean,
Honestly, the greatest thing to come
it
out of that
depends on
map
what they
was
do.
just how
I mean, have you
fast
seen
the
Gorod
zombies were
Krovi?
running.
dude, the zombies sprinting were fucking hilarious.
Fucking hilarious.
Oh,
They-
I forgot about that.
And then, like, if the bus got overran, you were just so screwed.
the bus
Yeah.
was so glitchy too.
Yeah.
Do you remember the ladder on the bus? How
Yeah.
how
Oh,
you could
yeah.
never climb it like half
You
the
never.
time?
Yeah.
Fucking
I remember
I
you
remember
yelling.
doing it way often, and you're over here just like, damn it.
Damn it!
No. Jesse would go, dude, I can't get on the ladder.
Fucking ladder!
Jesse hits the typical dude.
Dude, God, Treyarch.
Stupid. And then when you can't climb the ladder while the bus is moving either. Like you get on it and boom, you're knocked off. Dude, okay, I remember this. I was climbing the ladder and the bus started moving, and I was lucky enough to actually like stay on it. But the bus hit and like the ladder climb area hit an invisible wall. So I got shoved off and I got just killed by zombies. Like, you gotta be kidding me.
Transit,
Beautiful.
Dude. Black Ops 2
I
had
just
a
hated
lot of
getting
memories.
down where like no my teammates.
Dude,
were
right?
Dying.
Yeah. Well, you know, there's a remedy for that, huh? Rest
you
in
don't.
pieces. Down for the count.
That doesn't mean it make a difference though, I guess, because you just get your perks back, don't you? I don't remember if
You get your whole
guns.
loadout back.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Down for the
Well,
count.
got everything
didn't
back.
the tombstone disappear eventually?
It did, but I mean,
That
it
would've
lasted
been
a
so
while.
much better if it didn't, because that map was huge.
It lasted a while.
So,
You
It
can
lasted
you
for
can
like
make it.
almost a full round.
Yeah.
And
Tombstone
when I
was
mean
dumb.
a full round, I mean like one of the later rounds.
Tombstone was dumb, but like Tombstone wasn't too bad. Like in like the smaller maps like Town.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in town it was amazing.
Like Tombstone would make sense in a map that wasn't so big.
Oh, y'all remember the
Like,
bank system?
If
The bank was awesome.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I thought that was
How
really
broken that was?
yeah, I do.
And the
I
locker
literally
system
watched
too.
Playthroughs after
I
playthroughs.
thought
after
it was
Oh, I
playthroughs
remember
of
the
playing
locker.
on YouTube.
Yes.
Like I would
Like, all
just
this-
like if we were like, dude, like I'm done with the game. Let's get a max ammo and like lock up our guns.
Do you remember like watching people on YouTube, like zombie YouTubers, like play zombies, and then like because they play all the time, they throw their money into the bank, and they're just like going, all right, next play this, and they're just like, let's get to the bank, and they just pull out ungodly amount of money out of the
Yeah.
bank. I'm just like,
Yeah, I
how-
would do that on Buried.
how? It's like all this money, dude. Oh, speaking of Buried was the best map to come out. of
Buried
Black
2?
Ops 2.
Buried was a great map.
I thought Buried was a great map too.
I didn't have a good experience with it.
well,
Dude,
you
I-
suck.
I
the
am not
Vulture
on the
perk?
Buried train.
What was the vulture perk? I forget what it's called.
Vulture Raid.
Oh, Vulture Raid.
Vulture Aid. Best perk. I will love that perk to the end of time. That was the greatest perk that they've ever made.
It's like, well, I don't. Why did y'all like it? Because like I have reasons for disliking it.
I mean, I liked the theme. I thought the layout of it
That's,
was
yeah,
cool
that's
as well.
that's
Yeah,
fair.
that's what I was
Vulture
about
The
Age
to
only
was
thing,
say.
awesome.
the only thing that was dumb was like the Easter egg. The Easter egg was kind of whack.
The Easter egg was pretty whack.
But just the layout of the map was pretty cool. The only the part I did not like about it was the how to get the Pack-a-Punch, where you had to go through like the
Oh,
mansion,
the
all
maze. Yeah,
the
with the
ma-
mansion.
No,
the
no.
mansion, the maze, and then once you get the Pack-a-Punch, it was cool and
The
whatever.
Banshees.
But like after that, like, eh, like me and my buddies would go to that corner where Juggernaut was and
I
get
did
all
that.
the traps possible and just sit in that corner for hours. Which I'm more of a guy that like likes to get the high rounds, kind of like try to get there and just kind of like sit in one place because that's why I like DeViCEs so much because of the catwalk.
Yeah.
That's like the best second version of the catwalk there. I think that's why I liked it a lot. But just the map as a whole was good to me,
Yeah,
and I played
I
a
liked
lot more than the
5.
other maps.
5 was cool.
5
I didn't
was
play
probably
5
my
as
favorite
much.
map.
I think
I did,
I think the only thing that brought down 5 a little for me was the Pentagon Thief, because that guy was
Yeah.
just annoying.
Oh yeah,
it took too long to
but
kill.
That
I
was the only
also,
bad
Took too long to kill
part
him.
about
I'm
5.
glad I didn't bring him back.
unless
Mine
you did
before.
the glitch in the very beginning where you stood on the table.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
I remember when they
remember
patched
doing
that.
that.
Yeah.
I remember doing that with a couple of like dudes online. I just played online. I was like, hey, hold on, let's do this, and I did the glitch and got on the table, and they're like, how did you do that?
Oh, and 5, yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
Good
Oh man,
times,
classic
man.
zombies. Well, I think there's one more topic I want to talk about before we wrap up, and that was Google Stadia, and what the
No.
future of that could be.
Well,
No.
cloud gaming's stupid in my
I,
opinion.
so
Just
I,
no.
I don't know. So I mean, apparently you don't have to have God internet to actually run it. Like I've seen it. Like
No,
it's
you do.
not. Well,
You do.
what was it? Hold on, let me look that up. But
You
gosh, like,
100% have to have internet to run it.
well, no, I know you have to have internet,
Of
but you don't have
course.
to have like superior.
Well, if you want low input lag, you do.
Uh,
Because
yeah.
streaming games,
you
you're gonna
want-
get input lag regardless, or like relatively noticeable input lag.
hmm
Yeah, it doesn't matter how good your internet is, you will have input lag.
Yeah, I mean, so it said let's see, 10 megabits per second for
And I know
720.
there's reports out there which say Stadia feels like it has no lag. There is
Uh-huh.
lag there.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
It's
absolutely.
You'll notice
just
that.
But so, well, for visuals at least, it's 10 megabits per second for 720, 20 megabits for 1080, and 35 for 4K, which is a bold statement.
Wait, like you're required to have that much for 4K?
Yes, 35.
Well, most people have like 100 plus, so
Yeah, exactly.
you'd think it sounds like okay, that sounds pretty good, right? But then you're gonna get
Oh,
into
boy.
it, then you're gonna be like dealing with 150, 200 milliseconds of fucking input lag. and,
Well, this is Google we're talking about, so I mean, if anyone can do it, it's them.
Yeah,
yeah,
I believe it.
guess.
And so, I mean, it's a very bold move.
It
But
really is.
But so like what? And they're aiming for like I was expecting like this is something that like I wasn't expecting for this year. Like this is something that's like future. You know, just like oh yeah, just take out your phone, go to Internet Explorer or not. Oh, not that. Ooh,
Ew.
go to Google Chrome
Yeah.
and just boot this up and just your games right where you left off on your phone, on your computer, on a TV with Chromecast. It just works.
It just works.
That's what's crazy. It's just I mean
Just works.
I mean, it sounds really cool. So,
yeah.
I'll believe it when I
who's
see
the
it.
audience?
Exactly. Nah.
who is the audience?
Because well, so you have to pay for the subscription and you have to buy the games.
So what's
so
the
it's-
point then? Why not just buy the
Who's
game?
the audience?
Dude, I mean, they're going after hardcore. I mean,
Yeah, and the hardcore is not gonna buy into it
I don't think they will.
I think it's
Because
gonna
this
fall.
is
because
too,
the hardcore's already has stuff which can do everything Stadia
Yeah.
can do.
I mean, it's a very. I mean, I don't know. Like, well, for people that don't know what they're talking about, like, this is not gonna like they're gonna be like, what is this? You know, well, I'm gonna buy a
Yeah.
controller for my TV. What's going on here? They're not gonna understand it. They're gonna see the price and they're gonna get turned off immediately. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just not. And they're like,
They
oh, do I
see
have to buy
controller,
this?
they see
Yeah.
Google Chrome. And they see the Chromecaster, they see the controller, and they see Google Stadia, and they're like, "What the hell's Stadia? Google Stadia?"
Yeah, they're gonna think, is this a new console? Like, what does this do? Because people, basic consumers don't look into this kind of thing. They just don't.
Hmm.
Um, but I, c- I
They
mean,
see Xbox, they're like, "Oh, I know what an Xbox is."
yeah.
They see PlayStation, "Oh, I know what a PlayStation is." "Oh, I know who Nintendo is, so this must be good."
I mean, I do believe that this is the future of gaming. I really do, but the, this might be the stepping stone
It's too
into it.
soon.
It is a bit too soon.
It
I
is a
mean,
bit too soon.
It's too
but
soon,
when
and the wrong person's doing it.
but when is the right time? It's just like,
10
uh,
years. We're 10 years
10
too
years.
early.
let's see, let's see, is that the control? The controller is $70, but you can use
Oof.
third party, like
You can use any
PS4.
controller
Yeah.
you want
What was it?
on the computer, but not when you stream it to your TV.
Yeah. So
You
it
have to
looks
use
like.
the Google Stadia controller on your TV.
hmm I
You
have.
can't, but you can use any controller on your computer.
I read that there's somewhere said that you're limited to a certain amount of hours per week. Is
Really?
it? Yeah, yeah. I wasn't. I'm not certain on that, but that's what I've heard that somewhere.
Oh no,
I've
Chief.
not heard that yet from any of the major sources.
There
That'd
was
be
also
really
that,
shitty if that was the
and
case.
and here's another thing. We have caps on our internet usage. Could you imagine how this is
Hmm.
going to just destroy it?
Yeah.
Especially shooting in
Oh
4K.
yeah.
Like what? uh, I'm looking at some information right now, but um, I mean, do y'all really think this could be the future? Like,
I don't think so.
I mean, I personally believe that consoles are starting to get outdated, and obviously we all know that digital is the future. Well, digital is now, and it's
Did,
eventually going to
did,
get to streaming.
Well, see, I
Uh,
mean, well, streaming
here's
services are good for like videos and like music and stuff like that. But for games, I don't really think so.
Okay, yeah.
You know.
no, like straight up streaming games is not going to work.
Yeah.
It's just the audience is not there because everybody who already is playing games and is knows about this and knows what it is, they don't care for it. They already have everything they need. Like you already have an Xbox, you already have a PlayStation, you already have a PC, you already have a Switch for on-the-go gaming. If you're playing the games on the go, would you rather carry around a controller, which you have to Bluetooth to your phone, and then your
Yeah.
phone has to be connected to the internet, or would you rather just carry around the Switch, which doesn't need
Yeah.
internet connected to it?
And then especially trying to do that like over data, that's gonna
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah,
I can't imagine that. I mean, they're gonna have to. They're gonna have to like allow you to do it over data, and that's gonna kill data too.
Yeah. That,
I still
dude,
want to see how
that
it
that would
plays out,
destroy
though.
streaming
your
games
data.
will not work. Like I told this to one of my friends who's like on the business side of shit, and he was like, "This is the future, right?" He's like, "This is the future. Google's gonna kill everything." I'm like, "Dude, nobody's gonna buy this. There's no audience, and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
if you
Go ahead.
don't have an audience for it, it won't sell." I'm like, "Yeah, Google can take this hit. This is just an experiment for Google. Like unless it takes off, Google's not going to care about it."
Mm-hmm. It's a very niche thing. Um, I mean, I don't. It's like I hope it. Like they're doing well with marketing and pitching this thing so far. But man, it's like I don't. I'm definitely not sold on it. But I know it's probably gonna do well.
I mean,
Like it's
I'll see it when I believe
I
it.
think it's
yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
sell well when it first comes out, but afterwards it's not going to do well.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be like Apex Legends.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah. I still want
Man.
to see how it plays out, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like we'll have to see where it goes from here. Man, I just it's something it's new. We're never really optimistic about new things.
True.
But this is
Oh, I'm optimistic about new things when it sounds great.
Well, I mean, no,
Yeah.
we've never seen this before. Like, I mean, and if when we have, it's not done
Yeah.
very well. Streaming video games just has never been very good. PlayStation
The
Now
last
is just not.
the last time they tried to stream games was about 10 years ago on some third-party console, and it did not sell well
We definitely weren't ready for
at
it
all.
then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
PlayStation Now barely gets by, and it's like, and I have great internet, and it's just not. It's
The menus
not
are
that great.
laggy.
Oh yeah, it is, and it cuts out too. I mean, I'm almost at 300 megabits per second, and it's not what I'd hope, But at the same time, they do allow downloadable PS4 games. Microsoft is killing it with Game Pass. Um,
Game
so,
Pass is one of the greatest things.
oh,
ever.
absolutely, great Game Pass it is incredible.
It's
But
really
I
good.
can't wait for that rumor when it comes on the Switch.
Oh, wouldn't that be amazing? But looks like we're running about an hour and 15 minutes here. Anything else? Any final thoughts you want to talk about before we head out? Newsom, Jace.
Nah.
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 We don't have any input. This is something that y'all kind of like talk about, and I'm kind of just like,
You're just like anime.
yeah.
Anime and CTR.
Anime and
Anime
CTR.
titties.
Any like new things that come
Anime
up, like
titties.
streaming service, like all that stuff. It's just not my like thing I like keep up with.
Oh,
I
you
mean-
gotta.
Do you have any like input or anything?
No, not really. No, actually.
Oh man, all right.
All right.
Oh,
Way to keep
nice.
things interesting, boys.
I'm sorry.
Well,
That's fine.
if we've been talking for quite some time, fellas, y'all ready for next week?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well, I think that'll be it for today. Thank you so much for listening. If you have been listening, please give us a subscribe or a follow on Spotify when we eventually get it up there, huh?
Eventually.
Eventually, we're currently
Eventually.
working on that.
It'll be there eventually.
All right, well, fellas. Well, thank you for listening to the Lonely Room podcast. Have a wonderful afternoon or whenever you're watching this, and we'll see you next week.
All right, later.
Hope you guys like my God
Later.
of War gameplay.
Oh,
Later.
later, dudes.
Bye.